Are you all ready? Well, good morning. I'm Julian Leeser. I'm the Shadow Attorney General, and I'm here this morning because of reports in The Australian about the government's changes to the FOI laws. Later today I will be briefed on these laws, but I have a few really important things to say. This is a government that talked a big game on transparency before they came to office, but what they've done since coming to office is anything but transparency. And proposed changes to FOI legislation, as reported in the papers this morning, are the latest in a series of things that we've seen the government do wrong. We've seen increases in refusals of FOI since they came to office. We've seen stakeholders being forced to sign agreements non-disclosure agreements in relation to legislation as diverse as workplace relations and religious discrimination. We've seen the government deliberately flouting Senate orders for production of documents. We're now seeing changes to the standing orders to make the government less accountable. And we've seen the staff of members of Parliament whose job it is to hold the government to account slashed. Now they are proposing a transparency tax, and arrangements whereby you'll have to pay to play in order to access FOI. Information that the government holds on individuals is the right of individuals to seek that information, and being able to get that information about government decisions is important because government is conducted for the Australian people in the name of the Australian people. Look, the FOI system could be reformed, and we're keen to look at the reforms the government is putting forward. But what we have seen from this government is a pattern of behaviour which is about less transparency, not more, and it's been a consistent pattern of behaviour since they came to government, even though Labor talked such a big game in opposition about being a more transparent government. Well, I'm very concerned about a transparency tax. I'm very concerned about the idea of pay to play, and I'm very concerned about this pattern from the government, a government that consistently has tried to reduce transparency mechanisms. I mean, this is even a government that produced a manual for public servants to try to avoid questions at Senate estimates. That's the level of transparency that they're constantly trying to avoid.
Mr. Leeser, you're focusing there on the tax. The government's also suggesting this morning that they're going to perhaps tighten the rules for accessing deliberative documents going to government deliberations. Obviously, you still need to be briefed on these laws, but will you take that same approach of more transparency is better when you approach those changes that you're concerned about?
Well, I'm going to wait for the briefing from the government, but I wanted this morning to give you some very strong views that I have about the way in which the government has gone about transparency ever since they've come to office.
But is there any world in which you will support changes of the line as the government has outlined today, or having to pay, in principle, having to pay for FOI?
We don't like the idea that the government is proposing a transparency tax. We don't like the idea that the government has put forward pay to play. Now, you have to excuse me because I'm already running late for party room. Thanks very much.